Good morning again, everyone. I'm here in my white dress shirt with my vampire or bat Tasmanian devil. Hope you all are doing well. Cabbage, of course, says hi. Our sermon this week is How Quickly the Crowd Changes Its Mind. Palm Sunday kicks off 8 crazy days. It will start and end on a high note. It begins with Jesus' triumphant entry into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday and ends with the resurrection. But in the middle will be a lot of heartache and pain and trauma. Now, our reading talked about how a very large crowd spread their cloaks on the road, and others cut branches from the trees and spread them on the road. And the crowds that went ahead of him and that followed him were shouting, "Hosanna to the Son of David! Hosanna in the highest heaven!" And when he entered Jerusalem, the whole city was in turmoil, saying, "Who is this?" And the crowds were saying, "This is the prophet Jesus from Nazareth in Galilee." Times change, and within a week, the triumphant entry becomes anger, disdain, resentment, and a call for blood. On Friday, the people who welcomed him will turn on him. It says written, "Now the chief priests and the elders persuaded the crowd to ask for Barabbas and to have Jesus killed. The governor said again to them, 'Which of the two do you want me to release to you?' And they said, 'Barabbas.' And Pilate said to them, 'Then what do you want to do with Jesus, who is called the Messiah?' And all of them said, 'Let him be crucified.' Then he asked, 'Why, what evil has he done?' But they shouted all the more, 'Let him be crucified.' So when Pilate saw that he could do nothing, but rather that the riot was beginning, he took some water, washed his hands before the crowd, saying, 'I am innocent of this man's blood. See to it yourselves.'" Now, of course, that lesson is written by a person who's worried about the Roman officials coming down on Christianity. I'm not so sure that Pilate was the kind of guy to let a crowd influence his decision making. He was more likely to send men through the crowd to beat people, which is something that Josephus tells us he did. But this is how this writer, Luke, describes what happens. See, it's very important to the history of Christian and Jewish relationship to understand what's going on here, because this following line has caused so much blood and so much anger. Then the people as a whole answered, "His blood be on us and on our children." The blood libel. The reason that it was a very Good Friday tradition for young Christian men to go into Jewish neighborhoods and burn and steal and beat people because of the blood libel. It was all the Jews' fault that Jesus died. Now, of course, that's wrong. He died in a Roman manner, not a Jewish manner. And also, we all are responsible for Jesus' death because he died for sinners. And we all sin and fall short of the glory of God. And Cabbage is being particularly quiet as long as I keep my hand on him, petting him. We should be very careful about placing blame. Man, do we love it. We all want to blame someone else. It's not my fault, it's their fault. We all want things to be very clear. We want to find a culprit, and we want them punished. And that's what this blood libel is. It's trying to find a culprit, whether or not they're really guilty. You know, the Republicans and the Democrats have worked together to do some good things for our country, especially during this crisis. It is glad to see that they have worked together to do some things to help during this economic and medical crisis. But there are also members of both groups that blame others. First, people blamed Asians for the virus, and people attacked Asians. How does that make any sense? You attack someone If you think they have a disease that's communicable, you attack them, you punch them and kick them. That's just being stupid, as well as being violent and just uncivilized. See, and then we all love to blame the people that went and hoarded toilet paper, and then hoarded milk, and then hoarded bread. I just hope all the bread that was bought gets eaten by humans as opposed to ducks or the penicillin mold. Then some Republicans have blamed Democrats for sensationalizing this crisis. And then the Democrats have blamed the Republicans for being slow to come to the aid of people in need. Yes, Cabbage, it started to rain again. It's a long tradition to blame others. Few follow the saying, when the archer misses the center of the target, he turns around and seeks for the cause of his failure in himself, by Confucius. See, we want to blame others so that we don't have to take responsibility. And that's what I think many people are doing in this crisis is they're taking responsibility for their actions and they're trying to help as best they could. I'm reminded of the famous saying from the song, no one can help those of your needs that you won't let show. The church is here. We have the food pantry. We have resources through the Deacons Fund and Pearl Morrow Fund. We can help people, but we need to know who needs help. So please, if you know someone in need or if you're in need, please get a hold of the church or myself. You should have my email and the church number. We're monitoring the voicemail and our emails to make sure we check on people who need it. So please reach out. There are people who want to help. They're desperate to help. So let us not find someone to blame. Rather, let us find a way to help fix the problem. Let us not walk away from the truth. The truth can hurt, but the truth will also set us free. I have some beloved sayings as well. I love the saying, be the person your dog thinks you are. Who do you think I am, Cabbage? Huh? And I also like the one, be the person you would want your kids to be. Let us do well and be good and stay calm. Remember, on Sunday we'll be doing a virtual Zoom meeting to do communion. Hope you can join us. God bless and goodbye.